So Chi Sao works from the structure of what we were working in Luk Sao. So we're actually we're going back to this, and then we're just integrating strikes as we see them, maybe bringing in some of the elements that we were practicing in Dan Chi and other trapping drills, and then at times just becoming fluid, a little bit more like sparring, where we're actually throwing strikes. But then when the structure falls apart and it becomes a bit scrappy, returning back to this. And it's a sensitivity drill. It's the type of thing which you can at times do with your eyes closed, just sensing in where's the bridge, where is he strong, oh, where is the gap, where is there an opening. Like anything, keeping it soft and cooperative, having a clear learning phase of it, an applying phase where we integrate, and then a little stage where we up it for the play, but then we actually then retreat back to where actually we're back in a learning phase, because if it gets too slappy and too like sparring, we've lost the kind of the structure and the platform for learning this.
And keep checking in with your body. You know, you can sometimes be just held there holding a lot of tension, and it's worth feeling into, okay, where can you be soft but alert? Soft and yet still able to respond when you get an opening. If you're holding tension throughout, you're probably also holding your breath. You're going to burn out more and just holding on to that tightness.
So again, Chi Sao works from this structure of, and we just throw in strikes as we see them. So we're here, I throw in a strike and he blocks. Nice. I come to the outside. Nice. And we return back into it once it starts.
Yeah, exactly. So it's lovely to get bits of flow, but then that would be Nuk Sao if we stayed with the flow. So we want to reset and return just to this simple setup.
Training.
Exactly, where you're training the mechanics. And then from here, putting in a little bit of play. And again, reset.
Things that are good to do, training yourself on the center line. So if there's an opening, nice, so he automatically deflects, we move into another trapping drill, bam. And there's lovely, so there's lovely sensitivity there. And we reset.
What can also be really nice is to both close your eyes and really focus on it as a sensitivity drill. Slowing down and feeling just at the beginning, without striking, have you got the weight transfer? Are you creating space? Is one of you heavy? And then from there, after you're getting a bit of feeling of flow, just move into strike exchanges, keeping it simple and working within a range that's very helpful for you and your partner.
Nice. And returning, where is there a moment where he's not in contact or his hands overextend? You know, we come back to it.
Again, really resetting, that's the important bit. Otherwise, you can just fall into play, which is fun and competition, but the sensitivity is what will actually build your skill in this.
Nice. And there's these moments where, again, and I'm probably speeding up more than it's good to keep it slower. Seeing where can I feel? Is that?
Because what you want to avoid is it turning into Nuk Sao, where it's more about like sparring with the trap. Whereas here, we do want to keep going back to this, because it's a drill, it's not Nuk Sao.
And that happens, and we just soften again, and we go. We return to it. And ideally, I'm going, learning where is he not controlling his center line.
You can feel a kind of a stiffening happening, and you can get very rigid and protected, whereas actually there's lightness, there's movement that's happening here, and an ability to respond that comes through being relaxed, to feel the openings and work with the opportunities.
One of the things I was going to say on that is keeping it light. If we go too tight and get too competitive, not only is it exhausting, and do I move out of kind of learning mode, the other thing is my body is rigid. A tight body actually has to unclench before it can move. The idea is that you're like a cat about to pounce, which has all this stored up kinetic energy about to uncoil.
Yeah, it's holding potential energy. You're not actually sure where it's going to go yet, but then an opening appears and you follow through. You find your flow. Exactly, and then reset.
And the other thing is being clear. If we're hitting to the body, I like to use what we call a light leopard. This is a leopard fist, but really open, so that actually I can hit very gently, like so. If I'm coming up to some people only do this to the body because that's a perfect way to learn. If I'm coming up to the face, I like to hit just with fingertips. So yeah, exactly. I can come up here and I can touch without hurting. You know, so that should be gentle. If I hit with a closed fist, there's not a lot of forgiveness. Very quickly, you know, I've hurt him.
You've lost a sparring partner.
Yeah.